Yeah.
language.
Did he?
Yeah,
Yep,
Did he?
no,
That was
no,
Chris, yeah.
Chris did.
oh, Chris did?
gave you some.
Yeah, the Goffstown, he gave us one, the Goffstown one, there's a
Yeah,
couple
several,
others, I think,
yeah.
yeah. I
See,
remember that.
so if we could get some of that, we could get
Mhm.
some of the
Yeah.
wording off the back of this paper out in the
Well, I
line,
thought
you know?
that you had offered to take a stab at this, that's why I kinda put it on the back, and I just said,
We run into the same problem
okay,
everybody else does, is
yeah,
there's no list of, there's no shortage of things, valuable things to do.
Yeah.
to
And you
find.
gotta take and triage it or prioritize it, I mean, you know, where's it rise the level of involvement here, I mean, you know, obviously, your reporting and stuff that you gotta do to keep the department going, you know, and issues that you know, arrests and stops and all that. Take precedent over sitting here creating a policy, I understand that,
yeah.
I think the board does as a whole understand that too, so, yeah, cause we're in the same boat with our stuff, so.
But if Chris has something, the only thing that concerns me with that is, there's enough scamming going around. You don't know who's coming to your house.
Right.
And, you know, at least they can pick up the phone and call the police and say, hey, these people, they have a.
The current practice, even though there's no policy, most people will come in and introduce themselves. We ask for vehicle information, license plate,
Mhm.
picture ID, some valid document that says that they're with this business for this purpose. And then the first thing we do is communicate it to the police department. I do the same thing.
Or send them over to the police department too.
And I also do the same thing for the assessing board. They come through, sometimes if it's a mild winter, they'll be doing the pickups for this calendar year in December. They get the notice, they get a letter from the town, and the vehicle, the VIN, not the VIN, the license. I mean, there's pretty good communication between
Yeah,
us.
it's pretty standard to get
And that's
communication
just,
in that, yeah.
there's just no valid policy in place, but we do have a process
Mhm.
by, I think we,
We got good practices in
Yeah.
place, we just
Right.
don't have it codified.
yeah, yeah,
And that's what we gotta do is kind of codify it so that way, you know, what we're doing good here continues throughout the time, you know, as we change on the board, the police change, the town office, you know,
Right,
because
you
we're
have
not all
something
gonna be here forever.
consistent,
yeah,
and you can either tweak it later
Yeah.
or.
Absolutely, that's
Yeah,
the
I
exchange.
understand that.
yeah.
I mean, the only one's gonna be here forever is gonna be you.
I doubt it.
You sit in the back there, hey, what about this? I'm just kidding, Leo.
So anyways, I'm just curious, that's all. You know, and like I said originally, I understand that this is a busy time for everybody, so I understand all that. So I was just curious,
Mhm.
because of things that I've
See,
heard.
see the job description on there?
I saw that,
I'm
and,
trying.
and that's, but I hear every time I come in, you're working on it. See, that's getting worked on, I see that, you know.
Yeah, but that one's never coming off for quite a while, because we have a lot of jobs we still have.
Yeah, right, but I mean,
Yeah,
but I hear it's being worked on.
Yeah, we're picking at
But,
it.
you know.
yeah,
Picking up work.
But again, I do realize how busy you guys are, and the chief also, I realize that, you know. I just thought I'd throw it out there and find out what's going on, that's all, you know. As I said, I do hear things now and again, and I kinda wonder, it's like, is this right or not, you know?
So, well, at this point in time, except for the Gagney's bench, nothing that I'm aware of that's come to the board.
no, they usually
So,
come to the office.
So what happens if it sprouts up like a mushroom?
Then we'll set the police on.
Take it down.
We'll set the police on to investigate and come back with the
So
information.
they
and
probably ought
go
to
from
know
there.
ahead of time what's gonna happen prior to.
But we haven't been approached, so how can we approach that person unless they talk to you personally and said,
Yeah.
hey, I'm gonna put one right here?
Well, I pretty much know who's doing it, I just,
Oh, okay.
I heard about it, like I said, last Friday after the men's coffee, I happened to be looking there and talking what's going on.
Appreciate what you're saying, but I mean, you know, if it's coming from you to us, it's hearsay.
Yeah, right, yeah, and I agree, that's why I'm not bothering saying
Nope,
anything,
and I wouldn't ask you.
I'm just wondering if it comes up like a mushroom, you know, it's like,
Then we investigate and you'd be obviously a prime suspect of information.
I won't install it, I'll tell you that.
All right, that's all I got.
Anyways, yeah.
Appreciate it though, but thank you for keeping us on our toes.
Well, just, I am here every week, I like to hear something.
Don't blame you. Linda,
Yes,
what you got?
I still have department stuff.
That's right, space one. Look.
That's okay, we're gonna give you a break. This is just the appointment paper that you requested for deputy oversight.
No, we already did this one, so we
welfare.
just have to sign it.
Just gotta sign that. Petition and poll licenses, they're stapled together, there's 3 sets in each pile that Drive, look, I don't read those very well, but it looks like the Zachary Drives are 6 new ones. And then, I think it was Barnard Hill Road looked like a replacement.
Has Jeff been aware of it?
I don't know.
That's our
We
usual.
never notified Jeff.
But he's been asked to be notified before
Yeah, this is
they
back
install
when-
them.
Nobody's told me, so
Oh,
I'm
I
sorry.
think, I think we were part of that conversation
Yeah.
the last time you gave them one of these.
Back
That's
when,
exactly what he
well,
said.
actually, it went back to when Travis and Ted were sitting on the board with me, that
Yeah.
we asked, and, asked Jeff, and Jeff's like, I don't know about these, and we asked that for all future ones, that they go to Jeff before they come to see us, make sure.
Maybe it was in some minutes I didn't read, but
It could
anyway,
be.
in the future, I will see to it that Jeff is aware of it. Would you like him to be made aware of it before you sign?
Ideally, that was the whole point of it, because,
Absolutely.
you guys okay with that?
Yeah,
Because, I mean, he's the one that's gotta live with that, plowing and all that good stuff, so,
You wanna put them in your basket?
Have these
and
poles
then
already been
comes in
put
and
in
get his
place?
check on Fridays?
I think so.
I
They
can-
should,
Do you
technically,
just
they're not
see
supposed to
how
until
many
we sign
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Just put it back in my basket,
I
that
can
would
do
be
that.
perfect,
Yeah,
thank
yeah,
you.
that'd be great.
Okay, we'll do it that way from now on then.
Yeah, cause technically, they're not supposed to put them in until we sign them, but a lot of times they do,
Right, and I don't want you to sign them until he,
yeah. Well, the whole idea is, cause he's gonna live with them, and if he's got some ideas on where to take it and maybe tweak them, he can talk to the company and they can tweak them.
He'll have a heads up that it's going to happen.
right,
If
just
they-
make sure, he does not write on those.
No, no.
Nobody writes on them but the
Yeah.
board and myself.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Those are pole licenses for the telephone poles, electricity poles, what are you gonna call
It's
them?
a petition and poll license,
they really don't exist yet.
right.
Theory.
They're asking to enter into they're looking for the selectmen's blessing.
Before they can install them, they gotta do.
The contract, sometimes the contract is, with the, utility company, the town and the telephone company, sometimes it's one between the state and the telephone company, but the board of selectmen
Next week.
officially says they're.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Because we also assess them.
Alright, and then one last quick thing, last week, I attended the city and town clerk's annual conference up in North Conway, and I just wanted to share with the board that I was recognized for 20 years of service as clerk.
Congratulations.
Thank you, that was quite an honor.
That went by
I still
fast.
have a ways to go to get to the woman who's been there for 45 years, but put that in my,
You got another 25 years in yet?
Pardon?
You got another 25 years in yet, in the office?
Then I do,
Linda, what's the, what, 20 years?
20 years, yeah.
20 years, okay.
I gave Lean a copy of it, so if you wanna copy anything off, plaster it on the website, anything, I just got.
I'll make sure to put it real big in the minutes.
Well, that's your certificate, right?
Well, that's a copy of the
Oh, okay.
certificate.
Linda, hold it in front of the camera.
I thought about trying to do a little dance by. Actually, I might, scan it and put it on the town clerk tab of the, website on my own little page. It's kinda cool. We all survived each other.
Anything else?
That's all I had for you. Thank you.
Chief.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry,
sorry.
there was one. Thank you for, opening up the faucet. This is the public comment part. The faucet over at the library. Thank you, and I should let you know that I came here Monday night for a meeting. Before the meeting, my husband and I stopped to fill some water buckets, and there was a car waiting behind us to do the same thing.
Good.
So people have seen it on the site, or the word's gotten out, and people are using it, so thank you for that.
Great. Good, thank you. Chief, you're next.
Good, thanks.
All right, hearing no other public comment, I'm gonna close public comments. Go around the table once. Wayne?
I think we covered everything I had. We'll table that, and table that, and rental, we're gonna have tenant sign, and then my leave, I got everything covered.
Tom?
No, good.
Paul?
I'm good, I was gonna give you a quick rundown on the energy thing with what John brought you, but John decided to come in on his own, so we'll let it go as it is.
All right. The only thing I had on here is the well at the town hall, speaking of which, because that was my list. Memory service from when you were there, saying that the water drips down onto it. Did we, I don't recall us ever determining what we're gonna do about that, did we?
No,
Well, I know we can talk about a handyman kind of thing.
Right,
Because there was other things over there that we thought were getting done or weren't getting done, and you don't have
Exactly.
somebody
We haven't got that
to go
person
do
yet.
them. Yeah,
I thought about it when I saw the, school construction moving the material into the library, that I need to get, something out on the website for,
Oh, they,
for invitation to bid to be a handyman,
Right.
to work around.
so the Spore is moving stuff in, they
It's
doing
all been
work.
moved inside.
Yeah.
He told us when they were here yesterday moving it, that they had a construction meeting this morning, but he wasn't sure at what level they would be back. He's hoping any time now, because they did say that by the end of the month, they would be able to
I'll
get
say,
that
I
done.
think it said, what, 15 days from the time we signed the contract to have it done,
Yeah.
I think, so.
Yes,
Gotta be getting close to that, right?
yeah,
So,
yeah,
I'm not, I mean, I don't mind being a little grass one way or the other, but we also got another gentleman waiting up for them to get done so they can
Yeah.
start.
yeah,
Actually, depending on what he's doing, he probably starts stripping the roof and, work on it if.
while they're there.
While they're in there,
Yeah.
depending on where they are in their, level of assembly, I
Right.
think.
Well, the longest stock, which is the LVL, they were able to get it up there,
Yeah,
so they're
Right.
happy with that, and they had a
Right.
lot of,
I mean,
What
it's just
about the
like,
metal work that they were,
that's what they're waiting on, the metal, cause we've gotten the screws, I'm sure there's more screws that come with the metal, but all that has been ordered through the local company in Concord.
I should take Cole on that one and do it,
No, I wouldn't think so.
you should punch that out no time at all.
we haven't seen the invoicing, have we?
Oh, we already,
Just the deposit for
Deposit,
the
okay.
material,
so,
nothing else until,
but back to my original thing, we need to take enough, effect some type of repair, waterproofing, so we keep the well protected.
The one thing I did notice when I was in the basement, when we were looking at it, the well setup, the head is all contained and looks fairly new, it doesn't look old at all to me. Again, the setup of the concrete around the well had a lip around it to hold any water, should there be anything that seeps through. So I don't know if the wellhead itself is still new enough that nothing is getting in there, and what does collect it in the
Oh,
concrete area
Is that an
drains
artesian
or
one?
evaporates.
It's an artesian one?
Yeah, I think so, yeah, it has to be.
How the hell they punch an artesian well in there?
Well,
Inside the building?
it's not in the building, it's on the outside of the building.
Oh, okay, I thought it sounded like it was inside.
No, it's, you have to look at it through the basement, because it's a big square box,
Mhm.
probably this wide, but it's like 8 feet deep, so it's a big square box, but it's on the
Oh, okay.
outside of the building.
that building.
And then
Okay.
there's if you look outside over by
Mhm.
that spigot, there's a couple pieces of concrete, slabs.
Mhm.
And then there's a metal plate where they could go directly down
Gotcha,
over
right.
over the head of the well,
So we
if they
should
need
put
to do
we
work.
should put a watertight manhole there then, that's what we probably should do.
I think it's seeping in where the grass in, and it's kinda caved in just a little bit on the concrete.
Yeah, manhole would do the job.
Yeah, a watertight one, because I use them all the time for fuel sites.
Yeah.
Alright, cause that makes more sense then, cause I mean, it's an artesian well, they pound the casing into the bedrock, so it should seal it off, so any groundwater penetration like that should stay out of the aquifer in theory.
Yep.
Unless they didn't do a very good job at it, but,
Yeah.
we'll assume they did,
How do you know?
we don't. But I mean, just for argument's sake, right
Not
now,
like
we
you
assume
go
that.
look at it.
Yeah.
Right, well, between the wellhead and then the 2 holding tanks next to it, all of that, I'm amazed at how new all that equipment looks.
Good.
I don't know when they did it before I got here, cause I don't recall any kind of major service being done in the basement over there.
Well, if anybody wants to take that on as a pet project to Todd's concerns, Jen's.
Take that on as a project.
Well, I mean, cause I don't, we've got enough stuff on our
Go
plate.
dig a hole.
Hmm?
Go dig a hole.
No, I mean, it's to do some, kind of research what, our best course of action is and.
Yeah. I can get some calls, I suppose.
I wonder if Jeff, in his expertise with roads and the culverts and
Maybe,
I
you can ask them.
don't know if he has any ideas.
Well, I also have I can pick someone's brain when we get the salted well program person at the DOT. He works in the same office, I know him well. I can pick pick his brain.
because we're looking at pretty much like a catch basin or some kind of concrete.
So like, I can pick his brain, I thought, it just dawned on me as Tom was mentioning about digging a hole. He's got a lot of experience with that kind of stuff.
Pick his brain.
Alright,
You know.
so you also updated us on how Score's doing, I mean, we don't know.
I will send them, I have been in communication with them
Is John
regularly.
keeping an eye on him too?
They haven't done anything yet.
Oh, except
They've
just,
they've just got all the material up into the building.
okay, alright.
So there was
I thought
quite a
you-
lot of material sitting there for a week. I was concerned about the water coming, rain
Yeah.
and whatnot, but it didn't seem to be any problems getting, they were two guys and they were pretty big, cause some of that stock was really heavy and they didn't hear any complaints or,
Better than me.
yeah,
I'd be
Too.
broken in half.
me too.
Alrighty, that sounds about right then. We're good, we're gonna go into non-public, real quick,
Apparently.
alright. Well then, folks, we're gonna go into non-public, so we have no intention of doing any other work after that, so.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make a motion, we go into non-public for RSA 91-A:32C,
I'll second it.
and all those in favor?
Umbrella says aye.
Pike says yes.